Hello, Potato. It's time to build some Lego. Now, it's not a new kit. It's not something that just came out or I found because somebody broke street date on. It's actually a kit that came out last year as part of the 25 years of Lego Star Wars observance, celebration, promotion, whatever you want to call it. And it's one that I took a pass on because, well, it's going to be a little bit on the larger side. And it's not the type of kit I normally build, but there were two things that made me pick it up. One, like a lot of the 25th anniversary sets, it comes with a special minifigure not available any other way. And the other is, it was on sale 40% off. I found it at Costco. It's a kit that's normally $100 if you just go like buy it on Lego at Lego store. It's normally $80 at Costco, but they had one on the shelf and they marked it down to 60. So for 60 bucks, I couldn't pass up picking up kit 75379 R2-D2. Now I actually have not the original one, not the one from the early 2000s, late 90s. There was like a really like ugly Technic R2 and C-3PO, which I guess to the right people are fairly valuable now. I didn't pick them up because, again, they were like really ugly and also no minifigures, and I'm all about minifigures. But then for the anniversary, I think for Empire, they released another big R2-D2. I think it may have actually been under the UCS line. And I did pick that up because it came with like the special anniversary Empire Strikes Back piece. And I just have never built it because I don't know where to put it. And I wasn't going to get this because I have that bigger one that I already haven't built, even though I really would like a Darth Malak figure. Did I say Darth Revan earlier? It's Darth Malak. Darth Malak figure. I feel like I may have said Darth Revan earlier. If I didn't, then I just sound stupid now for second guessing myself. But it comes with an exclusive Darth Malak figure as well as an R2-D2, but I have a few of those around. It's 1,050 pieces. It's for ages 10 and up, because it might be a little bit on the more complex side to build. And yeah, they had it for 60 bucks. So I figured, why not pick up an R2-D2? Looks like we have some alternate pieces here. We can have the third leg in. We can... Are those his little... Oh, those are his little arms, aren't they? Okay, the little arms. Yeah, you can see them there. All right, the little arms go in. It's got the little extendable eyepiece there. Should be a fair amount of fun to build. I figured, why not? I mean, yeah, we're nowhere near Star Wars Day. It just seems like it'd be a fun thing to build. And, just kind of take a break from the world for now. So yeah, this came out in 2024. It is a thumb punch box. It looks like coming apart a little bit down here, but let's open up and see how much we have in here to work with. Yeah, that's completely coming apart. All right, well, I guess just pull that off there. And see what we have inside. Well, we have stickers, but that's not too surprising. Not a ton of decals, but we have decals. This is more nicely packed in a box than I'm used to getting from Lego. Because I don't usually get the bottom open up all the way for everything to slide out easily. Got 1, 3, let's get our bags in order first. No paper bags, I see. Not too surprising. Still have yet to have my first kit with all paper bags. Wonder where in all of this Darth Malak is. Do you see him? I don't see him. 7, 6, 5, 12. Okay, there's 4. I would kind of expect him to either be in the very beginning or the very end. Because I want to say it's in the other ones where we've had the exclusive figures. They have been at the very end of it all. Oh, maybe he's there, because I think those are probably his legs. Right there. So is he in here? There's his... That looks like him, right? All right, so he comes in weirdly in bag number 2. Okay. Got a little plate. All right. So good, he's there. I'll be honest, I was a little concerned when I picked this up because it is a return. I could tell it was a return because I mean they haven't had this, I think, in Costco since like Christmas. So I kind of figured it was a return, but then of course I saw this on the box. So if I can get it in front of the camera. Right there. So that's how you know it was a return when you bring things back to Costco. They put the date on it when you walk in the door. This was returned on 2/14/25. So I guess either somebody didn't like their Valentine's Day present and then made the purchaser bring it back. Somebody no longer deserved their Valentine's present. Perhaps relationship didn't make it to Valentine's Day, and so they didn't need to have to give anybody anymore. Or perhaps the purchaser realized that it was not the ideal Valentine present and brought it back of their own accord to exchange for something else. Don't know. But it looks like we have everything here, including it. I was a little concerned, particularly that somebody might have opened it up and taken out the bag with Darth Malak and then returned it. But no, there's his saber and his body and his feet and his helmet. So I'm sure the head is in there somewhere. Yeah, there's his head. So yeah, not concerned about that any longer. So what are we looking at here as far as piece count? Well, piece count 1,000. That's weird to put them in bag 2. Not 1 and not the final, because I want to say I've done the Sith Infiltrator. I think that came with Saw Gerrera, and I think he was like the last thing you built in that. So what are we looking at as far as how many steps do we have here? Oh, okay, they start over when you get to the base. How many steps for R2 at least? R2 is 373 steps, it looks like. So, and then another 4 steps for building his nameplate, which at least should not be a decal. There's the QR code if you want to follow along. Here, I'll put some light on that. There we go. Yeah, if you want to follow along at home while we build this, you can do so. And also now you can see on there why I didn't have the light on the camera on the whole time, because I love this Lego sign, but like every light just glares off it horribly. But and if I turn it, you'll see I'm just going to get the other light. So, yeah. These are the things we have to deal with in this world. But yeah, I feel like this will be a fun little build. Well, not little build. Fun largish build. And it was a good deal. Again, it's 40% off the normal price. So I couldn't pass it up. And so today, we're going to build R2-D2. In, of course, the fast forward. So we fast forward 2 or 3 hours, about 10 minutes for you perhaps, and here we have completed kit 75379 Lego Star Wars R2-D2, part of the 25 years of Lego Star Wars collection. I don't know if it's an actual thing, but here it is, all put together. And it was a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think there'd be a lot of fiddly bits because, it doesn't look like there's a lot of fiddly bits, but there are quite a few fiddly bits. And of course, at the very beginning, quite a bit of Technic work, a lot of little Technic pins in there holding the base of this together, which I suppose I should have expected given that I think Grogu was kind of the same way. The original Grogu, not the new one. I haven't got the new one yet, but I do kind of want it. I'm kind of hoping Costco gets that one in. But I think the overall results look pretty good. I was very surprised at the feet. I mean, I understand it now that it's all put together, but the feet on this are they're very loose. They're very wobbly, but when you put it down, it does sink into place nicely, and it gives you the ability to pivot forward for 2-leg mode, or then to pivot back so that you can put on the 3rd leg and kind of have it in a more stable posed mode. There are no wheels on the bottom, which actually also kind of surprised me. There are the little smooth little glider discs, used to get on the boats and stuff as a kid to make it glide on the carpet. That's what we have here as well, although nothing glides on this, which is part of the point of this. We have some removable bits. We have here the little stunner arm. It does come off, there we go. And this one over on this side. And then you can replace them with these if you want to have him not be using those. Same thing with this comes off. And of course you've already seen him take off the 3rd leg to make it stand up. The problem is there's nowhere in R2 to store any of these pieces. So I mean, which works because there's actually a lot of empty space in the head. I don't know can we pop the top off here easily without ripping the whole thing apart? Probably not. I'm gonna say not. But there's a lot of empty space now that we could at least have stored probably these things and this piece, if not that 3rd leg. The 3rd leg, yeah, there's not really anywhere to store that, unfortunately. So that's kind of not great. Also surprised that we have 4 extra whips. I kind of thought when I had the first bag and I had 2 in it, that, oh, that's just all we're going to have. It's going to be these 2, and then we'll use the other 2 in the other leg later on. But no, the other leg had another 4 whips. And I know these things are put together by weight, so those are really light pieces. Maybe that's just the way to make sure you get enough, which is good. I mean, I'd rather have too many pieces than too little. In fact, I have, an entire cup of too many pieces just sitting right here off to the side with leftover bits. And, sometimes it's come in useful, like today when, and I know it's an old thing, but I was kind of disappointed that there was no pink brick, especially when there's all that room in the head. You could have just stuck a pink 2x2 in there. It wouldn't have hurt anything. Wouldn't have added anything other than just carrying on an old kind of running gag for Lego Star Wars. And if there's anything about the set that I would call disappointing, that is what it is. It's that missing pink brick would be the thing. Again, just there was such. I put a pink stud in there just to get that. Well, 1, happen to have one, and 2, I felt like it needed it. Plus, there was just so much empty space in there. I'm a little surprised that there was not even an internal gag or something to put in that space. Just I've done smaller kits than this that have hidden things like the Cinderella Castle from a number of years back has a glass slippers tile inside of it that you will never see again. There are other sets that have had a Halloween set that had a bat hidden in the base, which again, without taking the kit apart, you're never going to see again. But they put that in there, and we had this massive empty cavity in the head here, which I don't know, maybe that's a joke into itself, but this massive empty cavity in the head and nothing in it, and really no way to put anything in it that I can think of here. I mean, maybe if we pop one of the plates off. I think it was the front and back are the ones that don't have the... Maybe just pop the whole head off. There we go. So yeah, it is held on, so are the legs, by one of these little rotating bases. But... So yeah. Can we get in here? I mean, there's no real reason to be getting in here, but if we can, why not? There we go. So yeah, I've stuck a pink brick in there. This is big empty space here. Could we? They don't fit in there. Well, never mind then. Because honestly, I do kind of like him better without these stuck on the front. I do like this piece. I'm going to put that piece back on. But yeah, you could have done something in here. Spelled out something in tile, or put in a 25th anniversary special brick inside there. So I don't know. Just, it seems that there should have been something in there instead of just like kind of wasted space. But oh well. I mean, I'm not a Lego designer. What do I know? Pop that back on. Yeah, these feet are very dangly, aren't they? When you're not sitting on them. But again, it does rest on them nicely, and it does give them a nice range of pivot to rotate forward and back on. It doesn't rotate very much. You may have noticed when I was putting it together that there is a kind of a, well, definitely a floating kind of a hinge thing going on down here, but even in there was like a very restricted, rotating, very long Technic pin. That is what's holding those legs on and allowing them to move. Well, I mean, the joint allows them to move, the little black pivot disc, but it holds them in place. But it's definitely a nice shelf display piece, especially if you get like that C-3PO, which I feel is not going to be the right scale. This is actually quite large. Nowhere near as big as the original R2 or the one that came out a couple of years ago, but still quite large. But it's like perfect for a shelf. Like it would, if I didn't have this piece on it, it would fit nicely on the shelves back here if I took the books off or took off Ed 209 or something. If I wanted to update the shelf, it would fit nicely on it. But I do actually have, and you can't see it, and I'm not going to pivot the camera over there, a big old toy R2-D2 on a shelf off to the side there. If you look back, I think it might have been featured in a video back in 2019, 2020. So of course the other thing, the most attractive thing about the set to me is the Darth figure. Get some light on there. Yeah, we have our Darth Malak figure. Love the old Knights of the Old Republic games. Glad that, they're supposed to be remaking one of them. We'll see. But it's nice to see that, they are still kind of considering them canon, because the video games don't tend to get a lot of Lego sets. I know Force Unleashed had a Lego set, and that's one of the ones I regret not getting. And you may wonder, looking at it, well, what's this? Why is there this 2x2 piece? Or sorry, 2x4 piece? Well, that's because if you buy more of these sets, like here's our Saw Gerrera, now you can put them together and you can build a whole little collection of them. But yeah, Darth Malak here's quite nicely done. I think a good print job. Love the little headpiece, because if you remember, spoiler from a 20-year-old game, he has no lower jaw. Knights of the Old Republic was one of the main reasons I bought an original Xbox. The computer I had at the time could not play Knights of the Old Republic. I had it for it, but it wouldn't play on it. The computer just wasn't macho enough. And so one of the reasons I got the original Xbox was because of Knights of the Old Republic. Also Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But although they did later on release a Buffy game for the PS2. And then R2 minifigure is not anything particularly special. It's like every other R2 figure. But we do have the little droid description card, like we've had with a lot of the UCS kind of stuff. Manufacturer, industrial automation. Model R2 series astromech droid. Primary function, navigation, repair. Height 1.09 meters. Equipment, holographic projector, spacecraft linkage and control arms, universal computer interface, and buzzsaw. Third tread, retractable. Primary sensor color, red. So I guess this is actually supposed to be the computer interface arm, isn't it? I don't know, that just doesn't scream that to me. But again, I think I do like these better with these pieces off. I do like it with that cleaner front. I like the little scope up. And I like the third leg, but I have these two, I don't know what to do with them because there's not really anywhere to store them on R2. I guess I could stick them to the back. And just kind of have, put them back here and have them be out of the way and not, put them on the part with the, where studs go in. And just stick them, or just drop it on the floor and never see it again. Here we go, got it back. So yeah, I think for now I'm just gonna stick these back here. It's not the most secure, they're only held on by a single stud each, but to put that on display somewhere, at least they aren't going to be visible. So that's probably the best solution short of just storing them separately. It would have been nice maybe if they put in, I don't know, something on here that opened up and you could have slid those into, but oh well. I mean, it's cool that they were included to begin with. Less cool they didn't include somewhere to put them away. But it's a nice kit. Would I have spent $100 for it? No, it's not. I like robots. I like droids. I mean, when it comes to non-minifigure stuff, robots are frequently where I go. But I don't think he's worth $100. I really don't. It's a nice figure. It's nicely designed. But $100, I mean, even at 80, I passed on it because that's what Costco was selling them for. But for $60 for this, and to get my little Kodor minifigure, yep, feel very much like I got my money's worth there. Plus, it's a pretty fun build. Got a lot of great little detail on him. It's nice. It's very nicely done. Just for me, not worth $100. So that is Star Wars Lego Kit 75379, R2-D2, all put together and ready to find somewhere to store him, hopefully other than just putting him like away in a bin. Need to find a place to set him up. And with that, we'll wrap up the video. This was my best value Lego find so far this year, and had a good time putting it together. Just have no idea where to put him, and glad that my concern about it being a return set because somebody had nicked this little fella out of it was totally wrong. So I got a good deal, and I got a figure I probably wouldn't have picked up at a higher price. But what do you think? Have you built 75379? What do you think of R2? Did you build the old R2? Do you have the original R2, the one from like 25 years ago? Do you have that one? What do you think of it? I passed on. We had that and the C-3PO at KB Toys for I think a fairly low price. But I'm sorry, I just thought they were ugly. Maybe for collector's value, I have some pangs of regret because I think they were so ugly that a lot of people didn't buy them. So they're maybe not so thick on the ground out there. But yeah, there were definitely kits I wouldn't have put together. They'd be in that 20-year-old backlog that I do have. More because of not having interest in putting it together than it would have been for not having space, because 20 years ago I had space. But what do you think of R2? How does he stack up to those older versions? Do you have them displayed in your home? Let me know in the comments below. But I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. I do thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.